Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today I'll be doing a Red Dragon Archfiend deck profile. Starting with the main deck, we have 3 copies of Soul Resonator. Soul Resonator is a level 3 Fiend Tuner. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a level 4 or lower Fiend monster from deck to hand, except Soul Resonator. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except Dark Synchro monsters. If a card or card you control would be destroyed by card effect, while you control Red Dragon Archfiend or a synchro monster that mentions it, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead. This card will always be Ash Blossomed or Impermed or just stopped by anything. So he's a good little bait out. But we kind of need him to resolve at times as well. 3 copies of Bone Archfiend, probably the best level 4 monster we have in the deck. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can send one other card from your hand or field to the graveyard, special summon this card, and then he also locks us into Dark Dragon Synchro monsters. You can target one face-up monster you control that has a level, send a Fiend Tuner from hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, increase or decrease that monster's level by 1. 3 Effect Veiler. We all know what Effect Veiler does. My personal favorite Resonator, the Vision Resonator, run 2 copies. If a level 5 or higher Dark monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from the hand. You can only special summon Vision Resonator once per turn this way. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 spell trap that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend from deck to the hand. Next, I run 2 copies of Crimson Resonator. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from the hand. If the only other monster you control is exactly 1 Dark Dragon Synchro monster, you can special summon up to 2 Resonator monsters from the hand or deck, except Crimson Resonator. He also locks us into Dark Dragon Synchro monsters. 2 copies of Earthbound Prisoner Stonesweeper. If there's a card in a field zone, you can special summon this card from the hand. You only special summon Prisoner Stonesweeper once per turn this way. You can discard this card, add a level 3 or lower Fiend Tuner from the deck to the hand, and then he locks us into Fusion or Synchro monsters after that effect, the discard effect. 2 copies of DD Crow. 2 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Onto the Bystial part of the deck. 2 copies of the Bystial Rebellion. He must be special summoned from the hand or graveyard by tributing 1 level 6 or higher Dark Dragon monster. You can send this card from the hand to the graveyard, add a Bystial monster from deck to hand, except the Bystial Rebellion. During the main phase, you can place 1 branded continuous spell or trap from the deck face up on your field. Very good card. 1 Bystial Magnemite. We all know what Magnemite does. I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with Magnemite and Druid Swarm combo, with Baldrake as well. Bystials are just good for any light and dark deck. And the fact that they're Dark Dragons helps out a ton with this. Bystial Serener. Maybe some of y'all are not too familiar with Serener because he's probably the least favorite of the Bystials to be used. So I'll go ahead and read Serener off. You can target 1 light or dark monster in your graveyard, banish it, and if you do, special summon this card from the hand. It's a quick effect on if your opponent controls a monster. So he has that, of course, just like the other Bystials. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send 1 Bystial monster or 1 branded spell or trap from deck to the graveyard, except Serener. So usually if he gets sent, you'll send off Rebellion from deck to grave. I then play Red Eye's Black Full Metal Dragon. He must be special summoned with Max Metal Morph that was activated by tributing a level 5 or higher dragon monster. You can reveal this card in your hand, set 1 Metal Morph trap from the deck, and if you do, shuffle this card into the deck. When your opponent activates a card or quick effect, you can negate the activation, and then you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack of 1 attack position monster your opponent controls. 1 copy of Red Resonator. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your hand. When this card is special summoned, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field, gain life points equal to its attack. 1 Synchron Resonator. If a synchro monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard from field to graveyard, you can target a Resonator monster in the graveyard and add it to your hand. Well, except himself. 1 Assault Synchron. During your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand, then take 700 damage. Also, while it's face up on the monster zone, he locks us into synchro monsters. If a face-up dragon synchro monster you control is tributed or banished, you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target one of those monsters and special summon it. 1 Wandering King Wildwind. If you control a Fiend Tuner with 1500 or less attack, you can special summon this card from the hand. If summoned this way, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except synchro monsters. During your main phase, except the turn this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard, add a Fiend Tuner with 1500 or less attack from deck to hand. 1 Obsessive Overload. If this card is in your hand, you can target 1 synchro monster you control or in the graveyard, banish it, and if you do, special summon this card. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 synchro monster you control or in the graveyard, banish it, and if you do, add this card to your hand. 1 Cursed Fire King Doomburst. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 face-up monster you put on controls. It loses 400 attack until the end of this turn. If you control a Fiend Tuner, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 600 attack until the end of the turn. I also run 1 Red Blossoms from Underroot, the last monster in the deck. If this card is in your hand, you can target 1 spell trap in each graveyard, banish them, and if you do, special summon this card. You can tribute this card, then target 1 Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster in either graveyard, banish that target, and if you do, special summon 1 monster from your graveyard with a different monster card type, being Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link from that target. On to the spells. 3 copies of Resonator Call to add 1 Resonator monster from deck to hand, not once per turn. 2 copies of Crimson Gaia. During your main phase, you can add 1 Red Dragon Archfiend or 1 card that mentions it from deck or graveyard to your hand, except Crimson Gaia. When your Red Dragon Archfiend declares an attack, you can change all monsters your opponent controls to face on defense position. If a monster or monsters on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Red Dragon Archfiend from the graveyard. You can only use each effect once per turn. 2 copies of Branded Regained. If a light or dark monster is banished, except during the damage step, you can target 1 of those monsters, place that monster on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, draw 1 card. If your opponent normal summons or special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can target 1 Bystial monster in your graveyard and special summon it. 2 Void Apocalypse. You can discard 1 card, send 1 Fiend monster from deck to the graveyard. That's the only reason why we use the Void Apocalypse, its other effects don't really apply to this deck. 1 Synchro Rumble. Target 1 Tuner or 1 level 7 or 8 Dragon Synchro monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position, and then we're locked into Synchro monsters for the rest of the turn. If a level 7 or 8 Dragon Synchro monster or Crimson Dragon you control would be destroyed by battle card effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead. 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 Call by the Grave. For the traps, 1 Red Rain, probably the best trap card in the deck. If you control a level 8 or higher Synchro monster, banish all monsters on the field except the monster with the highest level. Also, the remaining face-up monsters on the field are unaffected by other card effects except their own until the end of this turn. If a Dark Dragon Synchro monster is Synchro summoned to your field while this card is in the graveyard, you can add this card to the hand. 1 Red Zone. When your opponent activates a card or effect while you control Red Dragon Archfiend or a Synchro monster that mentions it, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. You can target 1 of your banished Dark Dragon Synchro monsters, special summon it. And lastly, we have the Max Metalmorph for the Red Eyes Metalmorph. On to the extra deck. We use 3 copies of Red Rising Dragon. 1 Fiend Tuner, and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target 1 Resonator monster in your graveyard and special summon it. After that, we're locked into Dark Dragon Synchros until the end of the turn. During your main phase, except the turn this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target 2 level 1 Resonator monsters in your graveyard and special summon both. Then I do play 2 copies of the Red Dragon Archfiend. This card requires 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters for its synchro summon. After damage calculation, if this card attacked an opponent's defense position monster, destroy all defense position monsters on your opponent that your opponent controls. Once per turn, during your end phase, destroy all other monsters you control that did not declare an attack this turn. It must be face up on the field to activate and resolve this effect. 2 copies of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Requires 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner Dark Dragon Synchro monster for his synchro summon. He's basically an Omni Negate for the Red Dragon Archfiends. And when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target 1 tuner in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. 1 copy of Scarred Dragon Archfiend. 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner dark monsters. This card becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while on the field or in the graveyard. If this card is sent from Monster Zone to the graveyard, you can special summon a Red Dragon Archfiend from the extra deck, and it is treated as a synchro summon. Then, if this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material for a Dark Dragon synchro monster, you can destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. Extremely good card. 1 Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, my personal favorite of the Red Dragon Archfiends, because he's just a nostalgic card for me. I used to run him in many decks back in the day. This card's name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can destroy as many other special summon effect monsters on the field as possible with attack less than or equal to this card's, then inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed. 1 Queebelt the Blade Dragon. If this card is synchro summoned, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. If this card is on the field is destroyed, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field. That monster cannot attack until the end of your opponent's turn. 1 Bystial Despater. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner dragon monsters for his materials. You can target 1 banished light or dark monster, special summon it to your field. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can target 1 banished card, shuffle it into the deck. Then if you shuffled it into your deck, destroy that monster. Or if you shuffled it into your opponent's deck, negate the effect. 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane. 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner Dark Dragon Synchro monster. You contribute 1 monster, then target 1 Red Dragon Archfiend monster in your graveyard, special summon it. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon 2 tuners of the same level, 1 from the deck and 1 from the graveyard, in defense position. 1 Red Supernova Dragon. 3 tuners plus 1 or more non-tuner synchro monsters. This card is extremely good. Must first be synchro summoned, gains 500 attack for each tuner in your graveyard, cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Once per turn, when your opponent's monster activates its effect, or when an opponent's monster declares an attack, quick effect, you can activate this effect. Banish this card, also banish all cards your opponent controls. Once per turn, during your next end phase, after this card is banished by its own effect, special summon this banished card. 1 Chaos Angel. For this card's synchro summon, you can treat 1 light or 1 dark monster you control as a tuner. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 card on the field, banish it. This card gains these effects based on the original attributes of monsters used for a synchro summon. Light. Synchro monsters you control are unaffected by monster effects activated by your opponent. And dark. Monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. And last but not least, we have the Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. It can be something else if you want, but I personally like having the Draco Berserker. He's pretty good. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can banish it. If this attacking card destroys an effect monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. Also, it can make a second attack on a monster during this battle phase. He's extremely good for clearing out the field. And for the side deck, we just run an extra Scarred Dragon Archfiend. And that is it for my Red Dragon Archfiend deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.